So yeah, for vSAN Update 2, there are a number of pretty big enhancements that they have added into the update. From a high level overview, there's some enhancements to AI platforms with NVIDIA, so some pretty deep integrations there. That's both on the vSphere and vSAN side. Things specific to vSAN Update 2. The big one was basically the ability to leverage vSAN data stores from compute-only nodes, and we'll dive into that in a little bit more detail probably in a minute here. But the other updates that came along were improved flexibility for native file services. So in Update 1 and vSphere 7, they've continually enhanced the file services mechanism for vSAN. And in Update 2 specifically, there is now the ability to support vSAN stretch clusters in 2-node topology configurations. Those two being pretty similar architecturally. Couldn't enable file services previously. Now you can across those stretch clusters. There's, for file services specifically, there's the ability to support data in transit encryption and unmap. And we can also start doing snapshots for file services via API. So that is really going to, I think, augment the number of third-party vendors that can interact with the file system for more efficient backups. Another interesting update was the integration of stateful applications on vSAN. So it's really in Update 2. It gives you the ability to support the upgrade from the vSphere cloud provider to the new container storage interface. So it gives you an easier path to migrate from that more legacy platform to the new, more modern CSI platform, which also, in the end, that gives you the flexibility to resize those persistent volumes at that level as well. Yeah, I think the big one for most of our customers is going to be the ability to take just a traditional compute vSphere cluster and leverage a data store from a separate vSAN cluster. So that gives us a ton of flexibility. Architecturally, I was really excited about the update from Update 1, just the ability for different vSAN clusters to be able to leverage data stores from each other. There's definitely some efficiencies gained in that way. But now in Update 2, with the ability for compute-only clusters, that opens this up entirely to totally new architectures that really weren't available to us before from a vSAN perspective, and really exciting. So at this point now we have we can be very prescriptive in the way that we want to design our vSAN clusters. We don't have to spread them really wide anymore and just continue to scale out wide to support compute and storage. We can be very specific about the types of, so say you want, you need some clusters to have data at rest encryption, and you want compression only and all flash. And then in another cluster, for at your storage layer, you want it just hybrid, a little bit more cost effective, more storage. You can have that created in those two different clusters, and then when you're picking a VM from just a compute-only cluster, you can, through storage policy-based management, choose, hey, here are my requirements for this particular VM that I'm deploying. It needs to be encrypted. I don't care about deduplication because that's going to be inefficient. So I want this to be compression only, and it needs to be all flash for performance. That's going to be available to you, as a part of that storage policy-based management provisioning. So that really, it's exciting to me. It just opens up a ton of different ways to deploy VMs, and it really gives us a much more direct way to meet the requirements of very specific workloads. So now I can envision lots of customers having a number of different vSAN clusters, a couple of vSAN clusters, and then some compute-only clusters, that are attaching to those specific disk performance characteristics or security compliance requirements.